Am I as I am, as you are? Um, just an extension of what I was talking about before. Um, Something personal. I told you I took an oath a few years ago based on told the spirit to put me through the most intense forms of chaos through the participation of a relationship in order to bring me to the most deepest core of my heart. So, which basically to remain on the heart's path. So I took this oath, and it's been a wild ride. It's been an interesting ride, and basically, it's you have. Well, I'll put it like this: throughout this journey up to now as well, I've been looking at it's been getting more intense too on the internet. That you have a lot of speakers, um, both male and female, talking about male and female relationships, or just relationships in general, companionship, partnership, significant other, marriages, and there's a lot of emotional friction. There's a lot of personality colliding. It's a lot of identity crashing. And whether you're male or female, you definitely have a personality and an identity, and that also animates a certain kind of behavior and shows a certain kind of character who or what you are. And a lot of these shows, most shows I've looked at, I've seen or came across was based upon the male should be like this and the female should be like this, or the wife should be like this and the husband should be like this. Now, I'm not eliminating any of that because that definitely has a ground of truth to it. Definitely has grounds of truth to it because males are certain ways and females are certain ways. You can see this in babies. Look at a boy baby, look at a girl baby, and you see different behaviors in both of these sexes, both of these genders of human of humans. And so it definitely is a difference. And of course, one is born with testicles, the other one's born with ovaries. So there is even a biological, physiological difference as well between these two entities or these two individuals, which it's different. It stirs up different kind of places of emotion and feeling, and these organs operate and function in different ways according to the gender and the sex of that being. So yes, that can also affect thoughts. It can affect emotions, feelings, create a personality, an identity, uh, have character traits or characteristic traits, separate characteristic traits between these two things. And I mean, even the big difference: one gives birth, the other one doesn't. So these things can definitely set off certain kind of emotional triggers within one's mind, one's experience, individually, and when they come together, there is a great possibility of certain kind of friction or misunderstanding, um, that may develop into confrontations, frustration, arguments, debates, and so on and so on. So yeah, there definitely will be a colliding between both sexes when they come together, especially when it's an emotional uh, adhesive, which is what we call relationship, or some people call LOVE. Um, so yeah, but even though we have differences, there is one common ground. That one common ground that we both exist on is the common ground of principle. And principle just means whether she's male or female, um, she likes to interact, communicate, be intimate. He also likes to interact, communicate, be intimate. So the whole point of this is when these two people come together, both people are knowledgeable of principle and understand what principle is, and want to engage more in principle and not in the personal way of life, then they have to really be about it. And what this does, this kind of neutralizes the ego. It humbles you down because you don't, when you're based in principle, you no longer take the personality as something personal anymore. The identity is no longer a threat to yours or you anymore because you're not doing it based upon your personality. You're doing it based upon principality and principle. You're living your experience out as much as you can because this is your experience. It's a selfish kind of way of doing things, but it also keeps you to yourself and it keeps them to their self while you guys meet in the middle whenever you want to interact on whatever level of interaction that you guys want to be on. And the personality and identity doesn't get to play on that platform. It can't live on that platform. It can't live within friction on that platform. So the animalistic nature won't come out, only maybe in sexual activity. Um, so I'm only touching upon this because I see a lot of emotionally heavy individuals right now in this day and age, relationship wise. And something just told me to touch upon this in this fashion, in this way, to give a little insight on something that's not popular or something that's not really known. Because people are too busy right now in relationships trying to take revenge out on each other, hating the other, not liking the other, disliking them because of what they said or how they said it or what they did. So that means that that's very personality and identity based and behavior based. But when you deal with principle, you're not focusing on the behavior or the identity or the principle or the character or the personality of the person. You're doing it, you're interacting and communicating just for the simple fact of just communicating because you feel like communicating in that moment. You're not worried about they're getting over on me. Or I feel like a sucker now because I'm talking to them first and they're not talking to me. So now I'm going to wait till they talk to me. No, you can't do that in principle mode because you're just going to talk because you simply just want to talk. Your thoughts are not, or you are not in that space of your thoughts making this person your counterpart or your significant other, an enemy. The thoughts can do that all day, but you have to be able to suspend from your thoughts and be in another space while the thoughts are just going crazy. She did this, she did that, she did that. He said this, he said that, he said that. I'm not gonna do that. I'm wait till he does it first. I'm gonna wait till she does it first. Don't wait. Just do it. Don't think, just do. The more and more you do and not put your thought and thinking into it, the more you start to separate from your personality and identity, and also as well not even pay attention to their personality and identity, the personality and identity which your personality and identity find threatening to it. Because number one, you're not even the personality or identity to begin with. You're not even the damn body. This is not your body, this is just a body, and this a body is just body. It's not yours. Can't take this with you. So why get so drowned and pulled into this illusional vehicle and get possessed by it? No, it's not wise. So interact more. You want her, you feel she was wrong and she may have been wrong. You want her to talk first. Don't wait. Talk to her first. If you feel he's ignoring you and you want to wait for him to acknowledge you, no, acknowledge him. Go to him. Don't wait for him to acknowledge you. There's a little some a thing I used to do was basically if someone got me a little disappointed or I felt around or the feeling of madness around of something that she may have committed, and I may have very well been in the right. If you want to say right and wrong, I may have very well been in the right and didn't cause anything. But she made me feel a certain way, which was negative. And how I got over it was I went out and I got her something. I bought something from the store for her, whether it be a ring, jewelry, whatever. And it was so weird because I was like, why am I doing this? Like, I'm mad at her. Like, why am I? And I couldn't figure that out for a while. But then I seen that I was just worshiping the energy and the principle that she represented, not her personality. I wasn't representing her personality. I wasn't giving that to her identity. I was worshiping the principle which she possesses. So that was my worship or my gift to the principle. You know, so worship the principles, not the person, just the principles. You know, the person will come around if it's recognizing what you're doing to keep the balance. If not, so be it. You have to find a partnership with the principality and the principles that exist. People come and go, personalities change. So worship the principle and you'll find yourself in a more silent, balanced, humble state of mind, a state of health eventually. I can speak for myself and I find myself in a better state of health, in a better state of emotion and mind. So worship that, cater to that, serve that, and it'll serve you. Am I as I am, as you are. See you guys next time. Until then, I keep you in vision. 1, 0.